What if the most important letter you receive this year isn't a tax document, a bank statement, or even a medical bill? What if it's a notice that could directly impact your Social Security benefits, your healthcare options, and the financial security you've spent years building? Most people assume that once benefits are approved, everything simply continues as normal. The payments arrive each month, Medicare remains active, and there is nothing more to think about. But every year, thousands of Americans discover that important reviews, deadlines, and health benefits were affecting them without their knowledge. Some learn about these changes just in time. Others find out only after they have missed an opportunity that could have helped them significantly. Right now, there are two issues that deserve the attention of millions of Americans. The first involves Social Security disability reviews, a process that many beneficiaries misunderstand. The second involves a Medicare benefit that is available every year at no additional cost, yet millions of eligible people never use it. One could affect disability payments. The other could help identify health concerns before they become serious. Together, they represent some of the most important information beneficiaries should understand today. Let's begin with Social Security disability reviews, because this is where confusion often starts. Many people hear the words medical review and immediately assume that benefits are about to be taken away. Others believe that once they are approved for disability benefits, they will never hear from Social Security again. The truth is more complicated. The Social Security Administration periodically reviews disability cases to determine whether beneficiaries continue to meet the medical requirements of the program. These reviews are commonly known as continuing disability reviews. Their purpose is not to punish beneficiaries or create unnecessary stress. Instead, they exist because some medical conditions improve over time while others remain stable or become more severe. One important detail often gets overlooked. These reviews generally apply to disability-based benefits, not retirement benefits. If you receive Social Security because you reached retirement age, your retirement payments are not typically subject to disability medical reviews. That distinction matters because many retirees become worried after hearing discussions about reviews without realizing the information primarily applies to disability programs. For disability beneficiaries, however, understanding the process is extremely important. In recent years, administrative efforts have focused on processing reviews more efficiently. As backlogs decrease and cases move through the system faster, beneficiaries who have not received a review notice in a long time may eventually hear from Social Security. When that happens, many people panic. An official government envelope arrives. The letter requests information. Questions are asked about medical treatment, medications, healthcare providers, work activity, or changes in a person's condition. Immediately, beneficiaries begin imagining the worst possible outcome. But a review notice is not the same thing as a termination notice. In most cases, it is simply a request for updated information. The agency wants a current picture of a person's medical condition. To create that picture, it relies heavily on documentation. This is why maintaining consistent medical records is so important. Many people believe that because their condition has not improved, there is no reason to continue regular medical care. Unfortunately, administrative reviews rely on evidence rather than assumptions. A person may know their condition remains serious, but reviewers must evaluate records that demonstrate the ongoing impact of that condition. Medical records serve as a timeline. They show appointments, treatments, symptoms, medications, diagnostic tests, specialist evaluations. Together, these records help create a clear picture of a beneficiary's situation. When records are consistent and up to date, the review process often becomes much easier to navigate. On the other hand, long gaps in treatment can create uncertainty. This does not automatically mean a person's benefits are at risk. There are many legitimate reasons why someone may not receive regular medical care. Financial challenges, transportation issues, provider shortages, and personal circumstances can all affect access to treatment. However, from an administrative perspective, gaps in documentation often lead to additional questions. That is why experts frequently encourage disability beneficiaries to remain engaged with their healthcare providers whenever possible. Another factor that deserves serious attention is timing. Government notices frequently include deadlines. these deadlines are not suggestions. They are important parts of the process. Yet many people underestimate how quickly time passes after receiving official correspondence. A letter arrives on Monday. The recipient plans to read it carefully later. Days go by. Other responsibilities take priority. Before they realize it, valuable time has been lost. This happens more often than most people think. The simplest solution is developing strong organizational habits. Keep important documents together, save correspondence, maintain copies of medical records, track appointments, review official notices as soon as they arrive. These small actions can prevent major headaches later. Family members and caregivers also play an important role. Many beneficiaries rely on spouses, children, siblings, or trusted friends to help manage paperwork and appointments. When more than one person understands the process, the risk of missing important information decreases significantly. Review schedules can vary depending on the nature of a person's medical condition. Some conditions are considered unlikely to improve and may be reviewed less frequently. Others may require more regular evaluations. Because every case is unique, comparing your experience to someone else's is not always helpful. What matters most is understanding your own situation and remaining informed. But while disability reviews affect a specific group of beneficiaries, there is another issue that affects almost everyone enrolled in Medicare. And surprisingly, this may be the information that has the greatest potential to improve lives. Every year, Medicare pays for preventive healthcare services that millions of beneficiaries never use. The coverage exists, the appointments are available, the benefits are already included, yet countless people never take advantage of them. Not because they are unavailable, not because they are too expensive, but because many people simply do not know they exist. For decades, many Americans have viewed healthcare as something you use when a problem appears. You visit a doctor when you feel sick. You schedule an appointment when something hurts. You seek treatment when symptoms become impossible to ignore. Preventive healthcare follows a different philosophy. Instead of waiting for problems, preventive care focuses on identifying risks early. This approach can be incredibly valuable because many serious health conditions develop gradually. High blood pressure often produces no warning signs. Diabetes can progress quietly for years. Balance problems may appear slowly. Memory concerns can develop long before they become obvious. By the time symptoms become severe, opportunities for early intervention may be more limited. Preventive healthcare attempts to change that outcome. One of the most overlooked Medicare benefits is a yearly preventive appointment, designed to help beneficiaries better understand their overall health and future risks. What makes this surprising is how many people have never scheduled one. Some assume there will be hidden costs. Others believe it is simply another routine doctor's visit. Many have never heard about it at all. As a result, they continue missing opportunities that could help them better understand their health. Unlike appointments focused on treating illness, preventive visits focus on long-term wellness. Healthcare providers review medical history, medications, family health information, and lifestyle factors. The goal is to identify risks, answer questions, and help create a plan for maintaining health in the future. For many older adults, this type of conversation can be extremely valuable because it shifts attention from reacting to problems toward preventing them. And among all the topics discussed during preventive healthcare visits, one area has received growing attention because of its potential to identify concerns before they become obvious to family members or even the individuals experiencing them. That topic is cognitive health. And what many Medicare beneficiaries are now learning about cognitive screening may surprise them. Cognitive health is one of the most important topics facing older adults today, yet it is also one of the least discussed. Many people assume memory problems happen suddenly, but that is rarely the case. Changes in memory, concentration, judgment, and decision-making often develop gradually over time. At first, the signs may be subtle: a forgotten appointment, misplaced keys, difficulty remembering names, trouble concentrating on tasks that once seemed simple. Most people dismiss these moments as normal aging. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they are early indicators of something that deserves closer attention. This is why cognitive screening has become such a valuable part of preventive healthcare. The purpose is not to diagnose serious conditions during a single appointment. The goal is much simpler. Healthcare providers want to identify potential concerns early, while there is still time to explore options, seek additional evaluations, and create plans for the future if needed. Many beneficiaries imagine cognitive assessments as lengthy and stressful examinations. In reality, initial screenings are often brief and straightforward. They may involve simple questions, memory exercises, or discussions about everyday activities. The process is designed to gather information, not create anxiety. What makes early awareness so important is that many health decisions become easier when concerns are identified sooner rather than later. Families have more time to prepare, individuals have more opportunities to ask questions. Healthcare providers can recommend additional evaluations if necessary. Support systems can be developed before challenges become overwhelming. Even when screenings reveal no concerns, beneficiaries often gain peace of mind from knowing that their cognitive health has been evaluated. Another major component of preventive care focuses on something that affects millions of older Americans every year: falls. Many people underestimate how serious falls can be. A single fall can result in broken bones, lengthy hospital stays, rehabilitation, reduced mobility, and loss of independence. What begins as a minor accident can quickly become a life-changing event. The encouraging news is that many fall risks can be identified before an accident occurs. Healthcare providers often evaluate balance, mobility, vision concerns, medications, muscle strength, and daily activities. Small adjustments can sometimes reduce risk dramatically. Improved lighting, better footwear, removing household hazards, physical therapy, medication reviews. Simple changes can make a meaningful difference. The challenge is that people rarely think about fall prevention until after a fall has already happened. Preventive healthcare encourages individuals to take action before problems occur rather than after. Mental health is another area that deserves attention. Many older adults experience periods of loneliness, isolation, anxiety, or depression. Yet these topics often remain unspoken. Some people believe emotional struggles are simply a normal part of getting older, and therefore not worth discussing. That belief can prevent people from receiving valuable support. Mental health affects physical health. It influences sleep quality, energy levels, motivation, relationships, overall quality of life. When healthcare providers discuss emotional well-being during preventive visits, they are recognizing that health is about more than physical symptoms alone. A person's emotional state matters, and sometimes a simple conversation can identify concerns that have gone unnoticed for months or even years. Beyond wellness visits, Medicare beneficiaries may have access to a broad range of preventive services that many people never fully explore. Cardiovascular screenings are one example. Heart-related conditions remain among the most common health concerns affecting older adults. Screenings can help identify risk factors before serious problems develop. Diabetes screenings are another valuable resource. Many individuals live with elevated blood sugar levels or prediabetes without realizing it. Early detection can create opportunities for lifestyle adjustments and medical management that may reduce future complications. Cancer screenings continue to play an important role in preventive healthcare as well. The reason healthcare professionals emphasize screening is simple. Early detection often provides more options. Different screenings apply to different individuals depending on age, risk factors, and medical history, but understanding available options remains an important part of maintaining long-term health. Bone health is another area frequently overlooked. As people age, changes in bone density can increase the risk of fractures and mobility challenges. Preventive evaluations help identify concerns before serious injuries occur. Vaccinations also deserve attention. Many people assume vaccines are only relevant during childhood, but healthcare recommendations continue throughout adulthood. Protection against illnesses such as influenza, pneumonia, shingles, and respiratory infections can be especially important for older adults. Yet many beneficiaries never ask which vaccinations may be recommended for them. They assume someone else will bring up the topic. Unfortunately, that assumption can result in missed opportunities. One of the most valuable habits any Medicare beneficiary can develop is asking questions. What preventive services are available? Which screenings apply to my situation? What health risks should I be monitoring? These conversations help beneficiaries become active participants in their healthcare rather than passive recipients. Recent healthcare changes have also expanded access to certain services, making it easier for many individuals to receive care. This is particularly important for people living in rural communities where same-day medical appointments may be difficult to obtain. Expanded testing options and additional healthcare access points help reduce barriers that have historically prevented some individuals from receiving timely care. Convenience matters more than many people realize. The easier healthcare becomes to access, the more likely people are to use it. And the more people participate in preventive care, the greater the opportunity to identify concerns before they become serious. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, an important lesson emerges. Social Security disability reviews and Medicare preventive services may appear unrelated. One concerns eligibility reviews, the other focuses on healthcare. Yet both are connected by the same fundamental principle: awareness. People who understand how these systems work are better positioned to protect themselves. A disability beneficiary who understands review requirements is more likely to maintain documentation, respond promptly to notices, and avoid preventable complications. A Medicare beneficiary who understands preventive healthcare benefits is more likely to schedule screenings, ask questions, and identify concerns before they become major problems. Knowledge creates opportunities. Confusion creates risk. Unfortunately, many Americans miss valuable benefits not because they are unavailable, but because they never learn about them. That is why staying informed is so important. Read official notices carefully. Keep important documents organized. Pay attention to deadlines. Maintain medical records. Ask questions whenever something seems unclear. Small actions can have significant consequences. For disability beneficiaries, staying engaged with healthcare providers and maintaining current records can help ensure that future reviews proceed smoothly. For Medicare beneficiaries, learning about preventive healthcare opportunities can provide valuable information about current health and future risks. Neither approach requires complicated planning. Neither requires special expertise. Both begin with awareness. The people who benefit most from these programs are often not the people with the most resources. They are the people who stay informed, remain organized, and take action when opportunities become available. A single letter can contain information that deserves immediate attention. A single screening can identify a concern before it becomes serious. A single conversation with a healthcare provider can lead to decisions that improve quality of life for years to come. That is why understanding these programs matters. Not because everyone will face the same challenges, but because everyone deserves the opportunity to make informed decisions about their benefits, their healthcare, and their future. If you receive disability benefits, keep your records current and remain attentive to any correspondence you receive. If you are enrolled in Medicare, take time to explore the preventive services available to you and discuss them with your healthcare provider. The opportunities are there. The benefits already exist. The most important step is knowing about them. Share this information with friends, family members, caregivers, and anyone who may benefit from understanding these important programs. Sometimes a simple conversation can help someone avoid a costly mistake, discover a valuable benefit, or take an important step toward protecting both their health and financial security. USA Claim Rights.